This week, the team at Treyarch is dropping a mid-season update for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Season 2, featuring new content for multiplayer and zombies, as well as a few global changes that serves up a little something for everyone. Buckle up, because we're going to jump into Season 2 Reloaded.
What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and as I expected, we have a real busy start to the week with lots of information to break down here in this video, and I'll be live streaming later tonight at about 9:35 p.m. Central with the countdown to Season 2 Reloaded. I have that stream linked down below, but in this video we have a brand new roadmap, surprising content that was revealed, and even some other updates that I did not expect. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, and be sure to use code DYNAMITE if you want to save 10% on any Control Freak orders. Their link is, of course, down below in the description, but allow me to remind you that Season 3 of Black Ops Cold War, which is rumored to be one of the biggest content drops in Call of Duty history, is only a good 20 plus days away, according to the Battle Pass, and with that update we're expecting the Treyarch Warzone map, the Outbreak Zombies Easter egg, and of course DLC to Berlin for zombies as well. Now in the background we have some spicy early gameplay. Hopefully it gives you guys a taste as to what to expect tonight, and it was only available in 720p, so excuse the quality of the footage that you guys see in the background. Obviously can't talk too much about that, but don't tell anybody I showed you this. Now when it comes to the new roadmap for Season 2 Reloaded, it does confirm that the mid-season update is also a reloaded update for Black Ops Cold War Season 2, in case you guys were confused. We have a new threat rising in Verdansk. We of course know that we have at least 4 more weeks of the zombies outbreak in Warzone, and by the end of it we should be seeing the map nuked with the Zombies Plague event, but we'll talk more about that later on. We have new multiplayer maps, Miami Strike, the daytime variant for 6v6. We have Mansion in Gunfight for 2v2 and 3v3. We then have Golova for multi-team hardpoints, as well as new multiplayer modes. So aside from multi-team hardpoints, we have 2 other modes here that unfortunately won't be dropping until another couple of weeks. We have gunfight tournaments and a blueprint gun game variant. Now I'm honestly surprised that this roadmap has content on it that isn't all dropping tonight. With Season 1 Reloaded, all of that content dropped on that day, but it seems with this roadmap, they're still spreading things out a little bit over the next 3+ weeks while Season 2 is still active. But then for zombies, we have the new region in Outbreak, Sanatorium Night. We have new objective to secure, a new vehicle, the dirt bike, and new intel teasing future zombies maps. But then when it comes to the operators, I was expecting both of these to drop as of tonight, but we're only getting Wolf tonight. Rios will be coming in a future update, along with the ZRG 20mm sniper rifle, which also is likely going to drop as of next week, according to the preview that Treyarch released earlier on YouTube. And we then have Prop Hunt returning with new maps and props in the mode itself. So definitely isn't the most exciting roadmap, I completely understand that, but I don't really mind considering, like I said, we're only 20 plus days away from Season 3, so instead of having Treyarch blow their load in Season 2 Reloaded tonight, might as well save some surprises to start off the next season with a bang, and on top of that have more time to test things out, to make sure nothing releases broken with what people are claiming is going to be the biggest content drop in Call of Duty history next month. But now when it comes to the exact release times of this update tonight, like it was confirmed earlier, and it's unfortunate, only the PS4 can pre-download Season 2 Reloaded. Not even a PS5 can do it, which has me real confused, considering some of us out there did upgrade to the PS5 to avoid the unfortunate issue of having to copy a new update for over an hour. PS5 is fantastic, but hopefully Sony upgrades this option so that it also includes the PS5 in the future. But if you're not on a PS4, the update releases tonight for everybody at 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. Eastern, 5 a.m. GMT, 6 a.m. CET, and 4 p.m. AEDT. Hopefully that clears things up. And in terms of the size of this update, it's only going to be 12.2 gigs on PS5, 7.4 on PS4, and 14.18 on both the Xbox Series X and S, 9.13 on the Xbox One, and a whooping 8.1 on PC. Now there's a separate update also dropping in Warzone for those out there that are excited about Season 2 Reloaded's updates to Verdansk. We of course have the update that's going to be 10.9 gigabytes on both PS5 and PS4 for Warzone only. If you have the Modern Warfare application, the update will be 30.6 gigabytes on both of those platforms. We then have 14.2 gigabytes for the Xbox Series X and S, Warzone only, but another 33 gigs if you have Modern Warfare linked with Warzone. We then have 14.2 gigs on Xbox One, Warzone only, but again 33.6 if you own Modern Warfare and Warzone on the Xbox One. And lastly, we have the PC at 11.8 gigabytes, Warzone only, but 30.6 if you own Modern Warfare and Warzone. Maybe in the future they'll somehow detach Modern Warfare completely from Warzone so that when the Treyarch Hero Mountains map comes out, which is set to be very large, you can only only have to worry about having that downloaded instead of the entirety of Modern Warfare alongside that, but not sure if it's possible considering the engine that Warzone is running on alongside Modern Warfare, so we'll have to wait and see. But they did confirm earlier that they are going to reduce the size of Warzone starting tonight, which is great news for all platforms. So it'll be 52 gigabytes for PS5 and PS4, 57 gigabytes for all 3 Xboxes, and 52 gigabytes for PC, Warzone only, but it'll stay 133 gigs if you have Modern Warfare and Warzone together on the PC itself. So a good change, but I'm just curious how that's going to affect Treyarch's Warzone map at some point next month. We might see an overhaul to the mode for all we know with the FOV slider and other features for at least next-gen consoles that are running Warzone next month, but we have to be patient with that. But now when it comes to the multiplayer, as you saw on the roadmap, we of course have Mansion for gunfight, Galova for multi-team, Miami Strike in 6v6. We have multi-team Hardpoint, which was described to be on all big maps in the game, so I guess that answers my question, right? Will multi-team Hardpoint be on all the Fireteam maps currently live in Black Ops Cold War? That's what the new blog post seems to suggest, so we'll keep it at that for right now. But I'm sure at some point in the future we'll also see Dirty Bomb added to Galova as well, since it is 10 teams of 4 in both Fireteam and multi-team Hardpoint. Might as well have that on Galova. But we then have new prop hunt maps and props. The new maps include Satellite and Miami Strike, the daytime variants of Miami, so if you guys are missing prop hunt, it does return as of tonight. Weapon tuning pass for dozens of weapons. As you can see on screen, a pretty big list. It's been about, 100 days since the last weapon tuning, and you can blame COVID for that. They're all working from home still, so who knows why it took so long, but there are quite a few weapons in this game that definitely need some work. And I mean, the 74U gets frustrating, the Stoner, the M60, I mean, some of the pistols don't make any sense either, outgunning LMGs and assault rifles. Quite a few issues, but I still love Black Ops Cold War multiplayer. I mean, no Call of Duty is perfect, especially when it comes to weapon tuning, which could vary across multiplayer, zombies, Warzone, etc. But we then have hardpoint and control updates for those out there that enjoy those objective modes, new gunfight medals, and even a movement update, which caught me off guard. So as they said, they slightly reduced speed of changing stances from stand, crouch, and prone, additional adjustments to come to address remaining disparity between first-person and third-person perspectives, which is pretty interesting. They're also releasing the Miami Strike 24/7 playlist, as well as bug fixes and more. They also announced some Gunsmith updates, which they have some footage of as well from their preview. You can mix and match attachments of blueprints within the same weapon class to create different weapon styles. So that is completely addressing the issue with how you may have a really nice blueprint that you bought, but then if you change attachments on it, it doesn't look the same, and it kind of gets rid of the theme of the blueprint itself. You shouldn't be restricted on what you want to run on the blueprint, especially when you're mixing and matching stocks, magazines, barrels. You should be able to do that freely, and now you can thanks to Season 2 Reloaded, which is very exciting. But then when it comes to League play, they announced that there is a update to the Lawbreaker where it no longer supports 2 primary weapons. That's pretty big. Perk greed is now restricted, and they're escalating match suspension penalties for friendly fire and quitting mid-match, along with a visual update for ladders, brackets, and rank screens. Don't forget Apocalypse and Express were added to the rotation of maps over in the competitive scene for Black Ops Cold War, with an image of Capture the Flag already revealed thanks to a promotional trailer that released a few months back. And it was, I think in January, when there was a clip in one of their CDL trailers showing Capture the Flag in Black Ops Cold War. We haven't seen that yet, so like I said, Season 3 should be a pretty massive season in terms of new maps, new game modes, and of course plenty of other updates to the competitive scene, which many other CODs in the past really didn't get to see, so really happy about that. We also have an update regarding Alex Mason. So I started seeing some tweets yesterday regarding Mason being an operator in Season 3. People were pulling up audio that was data mined many months ago, where all the operators in both Modern Warfare and Black Ops Cold War say the following: the numbers Mason, what do they mean? And again, maybe when Mason gets added and you stand next to one of those characters, they'll say that, kind of similar to the conversations we had in Blackout where characters would talk to each other. Not sure if you guys remember that, but if it's not for that, then I'm wondering if there's an event or an LTM or something of some sort where Mason gets added in where the operators react to the numbers. I mean, totally a possibility, but it isn't new information by any means. But like I said in the past too, Mason is definitely going to be an operator in this game. And look at Modern Warfare from last year. Both Alex and Captain Price didn't release until Season 3 and Season 4 respectively, and those are major characters. So with Mason, Hudson, Weaver, Kravchenko, all of those major characters, obviously they're going to do bundles for them at some point in the future. They'll sell like hotcakes, just as Samantha did a couple of weeks back, and we'll be seeing them of course in upcoming cutscenes. Maybe they'll work with the Woods crew to go ahead and find Adler, who's still missing. I wouldn't be shocked to see that whatsoever. But now when it comes to zombies, we have some pretty interesting updates that took me by surprise. So first of all, they had an interesting statement which I wanted to read real quick. As it says, since its introduction, more players have played Black Ops Cold War Zombies than ever before, including shooting at launch, and that's a lot of zombie killers. So I guess you could say with relatively easy gameplay, casual Easter eggs, more players who are accustomed to Warzone and multiplayer gave zombies a chance this year. So if that model is working, expect it to continue in future DLC, future Treyarch games. The way that they said this has me wondering if this means that a year 2 of Black Ops Cold War Zombies will happen. I mean, Black Ops 3 was very popular and they still had zombies in Infinite Warfare, World War II. Black Ops 3 Zombies still got updates alongside those other iterations, but I'm curious if Activision is like, let's not have Sledgehammer Infinity Ward do zombies in the next 2 Call of Duties. Let's have Treyarch continuously update what is being offered in Black Ops Cold War. Just pointing that out there, right? Totally possible. But they then confirmed that players will now earn XP and Battle Pass progression in Dead Ops Arcade 3. I cannot believe how many updates Dead Ops Arcade 3 has had this year. It really means a lot to the few players out there that do play Dead Ops Arcade 3. I love it quite a bit, and it's my favorite iteration of the mode so far. So again, if you felt like there's no point in beating it or giving it a shot because you don't earn any progression, now you do. So they said you'll always be able to make progress towards Prestige Master and Battle Pass tiers as you take on the dreaded Mama back. They've also added a new Silverback Sideways bonus map to the mix, so I believe that's the Mario Scroller section of Dead Ops Arcade 3, which you guys are probably familiar with, but I have to try this out. Hopefully I'll make a follow-up video talking about this in the next few days. If you guys are still having trouble with how to beat this, I have a guide that I made down below in the description, as well as other videos that I made talking about LTMs in Dead Ops Arcade 3, allowing you to beat it 100% every time, allowing you to play it in first person. The mode is action-packed and has some of the best zombies content that we've seen in years. I've had some of the most fun playing it that I've ever had playing Dead Ops in the past, but we then have confirmation that Zombies fans on PlayStation can take on the new Containment Limited Time mode in Onslaught for an intense new experience on the game's gunfight maps, along with a new Blueprint challenge to earn the exclusive Jungle Fighter Tactical Rifle Blueprint. So this is surprising to me because I never really thought about seeing Onslaught on the gunfight maps. The maps are pretty small, but hey, they made an Onslaught LTM just for those maps, and it's unfortunate it's an LTM. They'll probably bring the mode back frequently in the future, but if you guys are on Xbox or PC and you're like, why should I care, then listen to this now. So Onslaught is also going to receive a slew of new item drops, including level 2 and level 3 armor, ammo mods, and ether tool drops to upgrade your weapons, and new bronze, silver, and gold chalice drops that will pack-a-punch your weapon for the first time in Onslaught. And still, you're probably like, okay, it's only for PlayStation, but they're making this mode the best that it could possibly be before it officially releases on Xbox and PC. Don't blame Treyarch for this. That's a Sony and Activision deal for Onslaught, but the mode itself wasn't something you guys were missing out on too much before this update tonight. Now the mode's actually going to get good and become replayable so that you're not relying on RNG of high rarity weapons to actually kill enemies on higher waves. Now you can pack a punch, have ammo mods. This is real exciting all across the board. So by the time this drops, and I think it's November for all other platforms, it'll be such a polished and replayable mode by the time other platforms see this. And that's the thing, right? Sony probably had Treyarch hold their horses a little bit with updating Onslaught too much, right? They had to probably frequently drop Onslaught updates periodically so that PlayStation got some exclusivity bonuses over the course of the entire season. But when other platforms see this in November, it'll be the mode that Treyarch probably wanted to drop originally during release of this game. They then confirmed the brand new objective over in Sanatorium Night. So it's unclear if this objective is only available in Sanatorium Night. I don't think that's the case. I think this new objective will be rotating across the other Outbreak maps as well, Ruka, Alpine, and even Golova. So they said, eager to control the transformational properties of Dark Ether Essence, Dr. Strauss has a new task for the Requiem Strike Team: secure Essence from the undead for analysis and experimentation. The objective for secure is straightforward, but your survival is less guaranteed. Squad up and call down the Essence Conversion modules from orbit. These rocket-powered collection capsules siphon Essence from the undead and convert it into items that you can use in combat. To complete this task, Requiem agents must kill zombies in the established perimeter until the conversion process is complete. Easier said than done. So this sounds pretty badass, and we also have blueprints teasing what this objective is that Treyarch released a couple of days ago over on Twitter, and they of course mentioned new intel teasing future content for Black Ops Cold War Zombies as well that we could find in both Onslaught and Outbreak, and I'm sure it'll give us even more confirmation that Berlin is the next place we're going to go in the next actual Zombies map. And with that too, you know, we have the Outbreak Zombies Easter egg dropping next season. Season 3 is guaranteed to have that Easter egg, as they also reiterated in a blog post earlier today. And if you guys are like, well, what are the odds that they drop the Outbreak Easter egg and DLC 2 in Season 3? And I'm sure they'll spread things out, right? So it's looking like Season 3 will probably open up with Treyarch's Warzone map and the Outbreak Zombies Easter egg with other surprises on top of that, maybe other modes too. But I think DLC 2 Berlin might not drop until maybe the middle of Season 3. So it's looking like we're in the same position that we were in many many years ago with zombies, and I said this before on the podcast, we have to wait about a good 3 months in between each individual zombies map, but that was a pain back in the day where there were content droughts. There were no battle passes, there were no bundles, there were no weekly updates, there were no big blog posts like this. Now we're getting such massive seasons with crazy amounts of content that the drought doesn't feel like very much at all. So by the time we see DLC 2 Berlin, we'll still have had many zombies updates before that. So I'm happy with this at the end of the day. And for zombies fans out there that are like, oh, we need a new map, you really have to appreciate what Treyarch is still offering despite working from home during a pandemic. That is not easy whatsoever. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave all your thoughts down below in the comment section. Will you be playing Season 2 Reloaded as of tonight? What are your thoughts on the brand new roadmap? And what do you want to see with Season 3, which is just about 20 plus days away? If you guys are like, what about the remasters for multiplayer, right? The Black Ops 1 and 2 maps, that'll probably be saved for next season. They just said this season, you know what, let's just not drop any remasters at all for either of the modes. And to me, that's totally fine, right? Kind of splitting up content, saving things for when the time is right, and making sure that the variety of content is also as strong as ever. But that is about it. Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everyone.